What's going on, y'all? How's your mama? How's your family? How y'all doing? How's your day going? It's currently 11:40 p.m. and I said, man, let's crank some videos out. Up there, y'all see I ain't got my war hat on. Up there, that's where my Dustin Poirier signed war hat that you probably can't even see because the Sharpie sucked. But I almost traced it over with a different Sharpie, but I don't know. I want to keep it authentic. Anyway, UFC 304. We got 2 championship fights. We got Bilal, forget the name, Muhammad versus Leon Edwards headlining with Tom Aspinall and Curtis Blaydes as the co-main event. If you guys like talking MMA, talking topic MMAs, debates, parlays, going live to watch the fights, then you'll like this channel. I urge you to subscribe, like, comment, help the algorithm. Let's get into the fights. All right, so open up the early prelims. We got Modestas Bukauskas, something like that, versus Marcin Prachnio. Dude, this is all right. First fight is crazy. All right, in the light heavyweight division, we're gonna pick Marcin. Low confidence. I'm gonna pick Marcin because he has a higher volume. He's gonna be able to take advantage of Modesta's low output. Modestas wants to get comfortable. He's a little low output. He has good takedown defense, but it didn't hold up against Vitor Prachnio, who took him down and finished him. Not saying that Marcin would just try to get this fight to the ground, but I think he's going to put pressure. He's going to get in his face, not let him get comfortable into the fight, steal the first round, and then just win one of the next 2. So the pick's going to be Marcin. Moving on, we got Shauna Banan versus Alice Ardelean. Mama B, pressure fighter. Mama B is a pressure fighter. She wants to get in your face, make it ugly. She's very sloppy. She's not a technical striker, but in WMA, no offense, who really is? Let's just be honest here. But she wants to push you up against the cage, control the distance, not even control the distance, close the distance, and land some strikes. Alice, she's also sloppy, but she also stays busy. She tries to finish fights, actually. She has more experience. She has a better quality of opponent. So I'm going to pick Alice. I'm going to pick Alice here. Pick is Alice. Now I'm moving on to a fight that one of the trickiest fights to pick on this card for me, and it's Sam Patterson versus Kiefer Crosbie. Sam, he's long, bro. He's super tall compared to a lot of his opponents. Super tall, super rangy for the welterweight division. 6'4". They got him listed at 6'3", 6'4", 84-inch. Hold on, how many? He has an 8-inch reach advantage on Kiefer Crosbie, and he doesn't use it much. Not that he doesn't use it much. He tries. But his shorter opponents close the distance on him fairly easily. He's not a great distance manager, as like the man who in the main event is. He does have clean boxing though. He can box. His takedown defense needs some work. He's good when he's offensively grappling, uses his long limbs on the ground, uses long limbs, get the body triangle, attack submissions. But as far as on the feet, very hittable to say he's just longer than his opponents and could be pop shotting from the outside and controlling the range. Very, very hittable. Now we got Kiefer Crosbie. He's a come forward striker. We got a lot of those. We got a lot of those on this card. He's gonna try to get in your face and land bombs. Okay, he'll take some of yours just to land his, and when he lands his, he can put your lights out. He's definitely gonna be able to close the distance and touch Sam and bully him if this fight is standing. I don't think this fight's going to be standing, though. I think Sam should stick to the game plan. And even though he is longer than his opponent, and he should be able to outstrike his opponent at range. Because Kiefer Crosbie is it's not like he's just a great distance closer and a great boxer on the inside. Sam should be able to get this fight to the ground and win with control time. With that being said, no money will be on this fight. I'm picking Sam Patterson. Low confidence. Now we got Christian Leroy Duncan versus Robocop. Pick's gonna be Robocop. I'm gonna pick Robocop because Christian is dangerous. Okay, he's low output though. He's low output. He likes to stay on the outside. Doesn't do well going backwards. Doesn't do well when he can't really get his timing, get his reads, when he can't get you to react to certain things. And his low output, I think, is gonna lose him this fight. We're going to see Robocop get in his face. We're going to see Robocop pressure him. And Robocop is very durable, so if he does get cracked with something, he's going to be fine. So the pick's going to be Robocop. Again, that's another fight I'm going to stay away from. I'm not going to be putting any money on this one. I'm probably going to just put money on the main card. because the main card is where I'm most confident. No, actually not. I'm not confident in a lot of these fights. There's only 2 fights, which is the main event and the co-main event, where I'm just absolutely confident. There's no way I'm wrong. And then the rest is just like, It's one of those cards for me. I don't know about y'all. All right. We got Elliott versus Preston Parsons. This is an interesting one. Because Aubin, my bad. Aubin, he has really good cardio, really good footwork. Okay takedown defense, well-rounded. He can grapple with you. He can strike. He can mix it up very, very well. Kind of like how I feel Arnold Allen can mix it up very, very well. But he's not that much of a finishing threat. He's not that dangerous. And in a fight like this, I think you need to be dangerous. Because Preston is dangerous. He's a BJJ specialist who uses that threat of the takedown to let his hands go. He's very aggressive. But the thing about Preston is if you do not allow him to let him establish his grappling game early or whenever he tries and you stuff the first couple takedowns, okay, now he's panicking. Now he's cooked. He's guessing he's cooked. Where you from? He turns into United States toast. Okay? So the pick's gonna be Aubin. I'm gonna pick Aubin by decision. I think he just outworks him, stuff the takedowns, uses his footwork, kick his legs, jab, 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 grapple him up, do whatever you gotta do. I think he has not more ways to win this fight, but I think he's better in his disciplines, just not as aggressive and not as powerful, which sucks. Mick Parkin versus I'm picking Mick Parkin. Might not even watch that one. Mick's the undefeated heavyweight, although has 3 fights in the UFC, has 0 finishes. Very weird for the heavyweight division. So I'm gonna go into it thinking he's not a finishing threat until proven wrong. He likes to stay on the outside, pop shot. He's not even fast. Not even that fast. But he likes to pop shot, clinch, and smudge you up against the cage to take away the threat of getting knocked out. He fights very scary. Gets some dubs though, but he fights very scary. Not a guy that's gonna get marketed and pushed to the moon if he continues to fight this way. And picks Mark. I just ripped them apart, but the pick is Mick. Next up, we got Loughran. Dude, I'm so bad with names. I'm sorry. Versus Jake Hadley. Jake Hadley stepping up on short notice to fight in front of his hometown crowd. Great opportunity for the kid. Moving up a weight class, though. And in this fight, I think Jake's a clearly better fighter. Everywhere the fight goes. Whether it's striking, whether it's grappling. Colin, he has that Michael Chandler base. Very, very, I'm not going to say stiff, but very low to the ground, low center of gravity, so he can explode and use that for his powerful strikes. But he also likes to clinch. He also likes to clinch against the cage, stink it up a little bit if he's not that comfortable. But I think Jake Hadley, this is low confidence because of the short notice. If it was a full camp, I'm picking Jake Hadley, no problem. But Jake Hadley, going up a weight class, I think he's gonna be okay. I'm gonna pick Jake Hadley by decision. I really am. I think he's gonna use his footwork. He's gonna use that lighter man skill, as Lucas says a lot. I think he's gonna win. Picks Jake Hadley. Moving on, we got Meatball Molly versus Bruna Brasil. I think this is gonna be a sloppy one. We know Meatball Molly. She's gonna come forward and just brawl with you. She's gonna brawl with you. She has the cardio to brawl with you too. She'll go all 15. She's gonna come through and brawl with you. Now Bruna Brasil, there's so much potential in her. I see a potential. I actually don't know if she trains at shoot the box. I doubt it, but she could be like a female shoot the box fighter. She gets in positions to land something and then she hesitates. Or when she's in the line of fire, she kind of overthinks and then pulls her punches a little bit. And that gets her in trouble. She's not great going backwards, and she's hittable, just like shoot the box. But when going forward and being offensive and sticking to it, not backing off the gas, I think she could be really good in this game. Unfortunately, I don't think this is going to be that. I think this fight goes to decision. I think that UK crowd pops every time Molly lands a shot. And I think Molly gets her hand raised in a decision. Now we got Nathaniel Wood versus Daniel Pineda. I don't know what the odds are for. They probably haven't dropped. If there's any somewhat good odds on this fight not going to the decision, like if it says, will this fight go to the decision, yes or no? Bet the house on no. Daniel Pineda has had 43 fights in his UFC career. He's had one decision. You heard that right. One decision. He's going to kill or get killed. And he's a storm in the first 2.5 minutes. He's a storm. I mean a storm. I mean dangerous, powerful, fast, and can grapple you, sync something up real quick. But if you make it past those 2 minutes and 30 seconds, he fades very, very quickly. And I think that's where Nathaniel Wood pulls away easily and wins this fight. He's the biggest favorite on the card, probably. Actually, yes, I know he's the biggest favorite on the card. He's the biggest favorite on the card. And I think he should be. But I wouldn't be that comfortable because he can be finished in those first 2.5 minutes. Nathaniel Wood's extremely tough, though. So it's going to take a lot, but it's a fighting game, man. If you don't get to warm up, if you don't get to feel that power and man. If you don't get to warm up and they catch you cold, you can go out. Moving on, we got Arnold Allen versus Giga Chikadze. Arnold Allen. I think Arnold Allen's a top 5 featherweight in the world. I think his only loss, not as if, I don't know, I feel as if his only loss in his last 5 or 10 fights was Max Holloway. I think he beat Evloev. It's a fight I do have to rewatch. I only watched it. I haven't rewatched it, so it might not be right for me to say I think he won. But I watched it, live, and I felt Arnold Allen won. But I also was pulling for Arnold Allen, so I could, that's a fight I do need to rewatch. But I think I gave him the edge. Arnold Allen being able to compete with Max Holloway, show off his speed, his footwork, his timing, his wrestling, even though he didn't get Max down to the ground. It was beautiful shots, but we know Max has some of the greatest takedown defense of all time. And showcase that he can crack. Max Holloway has one of the greatest chins of all time, so you're not going to, but he can crack. I like Arnold Allen here in every facet of the game. The pick is Arnold Allen, and he will be on the parlay. For sure. Moving on, we got Muhammad Mokaev versus Manel Kape. This is one that I flipped back and forth with. This one and Paddy the Baddy fight. I flipped back and forth with this one a lot. Back and forth. First, I was like, Muhammad Mokaev, I'm picking Muhammad Mokaev because Kape was just, he's inactive. His last fight against a dude making his UFC debut from Shoot the Box. First, we thought maybe, damn, okay, that dude's a problem. But then we saw in this next fight, I forgot who was against that. Even though he won, if you watch that fight, he lost that fight. He won, though, and it was like, okay, maybe he's not as good as we thought. It was a short notice fight, though, so I'm not going to, But Manel Kape, explosive striking. He wants to use his striking, keep the fight on the feet. Now, he can defend takedowns, though. Muhammad Mokaev's coming off of a lackluster performance against Alex Perez, but he had staff. So it makes me think, I didn't think Muhammad had hands, right? I didn't think he had hands, and I thought his grappling was sloppy. I mean, he doesn't have control of his takedowns. So if you get taken down by him, you're getting right back up. And his stock would be saved by a 3rd round submission that he'll pull out of nowhere every fight, it felt. In this fight, I mean, at this point in your division to where you're fighting top 8 fighters, you can't just dive at legs and expect to win. You gotta be able to set it up, because if your opponent, this is the new age of MMA. If your opponent knows you're gonna dive at legs, think about Dustin Poirier, Islam Makhachev. DP knew that he felt that Islam was gonna dive at legs, and DP did a pretty fantastic job with the wrestling defense, not as far as takedown defense, but staying safe. But my point is, Islam had to set that up with the striking. He had to. Because if he came out there and didn't strike, and he just dove at legs, he would probably get sprawled all fight. So you got to set up your takedowns with strikes, and not just eye candy. I mean, you got to establish something before you just shoot. And Muhammad, unless you're an elite grappler, and I don't think Muhammad Mokaev, as far as takedowns, is an elite grappler. I think Manel Kape's gonna be able to sprawl, keep this fight on the feet, and even reverse some positions on Muhammad Mokaev, and then I think he outstrikes him. So the official pick is Manel Kape. All right, now we got Bobby King Green, now just King Green, versus Paddy the Baddy Pimblett. This is another fight I said that I flipped back and forth with, and I opened up thinking King. Then I flipped. I was like, nah, Paddy. Then I was like, man, Bobby outstrikes damn near all of his opponents, even at this age, and with his hands down. And Bobby, he outstrikes all of his opponents, and he can't. And if Paddy comes in here and just tries to wrestle, he's going to lose. But then I was like, nah, Paddy ain't going to do that. Because he really can't. He can't just shoot. He's not that kind of grappler. He has to create scrambles, but he can't just shoot, or just shoot and get you down. But then I flipped to Paddy again, because I think Paddy's going to strike a little bit. I think he's going to set up his grappling and his clinching moments with strikes. And the reason I'm picking Paddy is because I think Paddy can hurt Bobby Green in still rounds. We've seen Bobby Green hurt by Tony Ferguson. Tony Ferguson doesn't have the ability to finish fights at this point in time. Hasn't had that in years. We saw him rocked badly by Jim Miller, I think at the end of the first round, to where Jim Miller couldn't even jump on him and try to, If Paddy the Baddy hurts Bobby Green, it's a finish. I think it's a finish. It's either a KO or a submission, rear naked choke, a guillotine, a Darce. It's a finish. If Bobby Green gets hurt by Paddy Pimblett, who is very wide with his strikes though, straight punches beat looping punches all day, every day, twice on Sunday. So Bobby Green is going to outstrike Paddy. His jabs and his straights are going to connect faster than a hook from Paddy. But I think Paddy's going to eat all that shit. Paddy has a crazy chin. I think Paddy's going to eat all that shit just to land his. And if he gets that jitterbug, which I think he will make Bobby do the jitterbug at least once in this fight, I think it's a finish. So that's why I'm picking Paddy the Baddy. Moving on, we got Tom Aspinall versus Curtis Blaydes. This is the easiest fight. This is the easiest fight on the card. It's Tom Aspinall. Probably KO first round. This is the easiest one. By far. The easiest one. Yeah, the easiest one. Curtis Blaydes, I think I saw a stat. Curtis Blaydes hasn't even shot a takedown. Everybody talk about this wrestling that he's got. I think Tom can wrestle his ass off. But everybody talks about this wrestling that he has. I don't think he's attempted a takedown in 3 years. I think I saw that. I don't think it was 3 fights. I think it was 3 years. Okay, this guy moved to Denver, Colorado a long time ago, and he has fell in love with his boxing ever since. In his first round, he's going to come out, he's going to be bouncing. He's going to try to win the outside foot battle. He's going to be bouncing. He's going to be feigning. He's going to try to throw a jab out there. He's probably going to try to throw a 1-2. Tom's going to slip that shit, land a left hook, sleep. It's a KO first round, boy. It's a KO first round. And this breakdown doesn't give him enough praise, so I'm probably going to make another video about him. Just talking about how the machine needs to get behind him and promote the real baddest man on the planet, because he's the baddest man on the planet. But yeah, Curtis Blaydes, you stand no chance. This should count as a title defense as well. And that's all I got to say about this. After Curtis Blaydes, is there even a heavyweight for him to fight? John Jones isn't going to fight him. Stipe's retired either way. If Alex Pereira does get the heavyweight title fight, either Jones retires or he fights Jones. Either Jones retires and then Aspinall's promoted to the real champ, he should be promoted to the real champ. He shouldn't have to. See, this is the thing. If John Jones retired, he shouldn't have to fight Alex Pereira for the heavyweight undisputed title. He should be promoted to the undisputed champion because he defended his title. He is the undisputed champion at that point because the other champion left. He shouldn't have to fight, okay, now we're going to put you in an undisputed title fight. He shouldn't have to do that. He should be getting another title defense on his record, because that shit affects legacy, man. That shit affects legacy. All this shit holding up the division, that shit affects legacy. The whole thing for an interim title fight is for the interim champion. That's your number. That belt just means number one contender. That's what it's supposed to mean. That's not what this means, but it's supposed to mean number one contender, and that means as soon as the champion is healthy, you're gonna fight the champion, and because now the championship belts are disputed. It's disputed. John Jones is not the undisputed champion because there's 2 belts now in the weight class, so it's not disputed. That's the whole point. So now you fight for the undisputed championship. But now we're doing this all bullshit because Dana's so hooked on Jones and Stipe. So we're not going to get Tom Aspinall and John Jones. But that's enough rambling. I don't even know where I went with that. I think I was talking about Aspinall. I don't know. Picks Tom Aspinall. That shit got me fired up. And now we got Leon Rocky Edwards versus Belal Muhammad. Look, guys. A lot of people talk about how much better Belal Muhammad got since the first fight against Leon. I haven't really seen it. Yeah, I've seen it. He's more willing to strike. But when I say I haven't seen it against an opponent, a high-level opponent, a high-level striker. Him outstriking and TKOing Sean Brady. I think he TKO'd him on the feet. I don't fucking know. Okay? Against Sean Brady, a guy who has no hands, who's strictly a grappler. It's not impressive to me. I mean, it's impressive, but it's not impressive enough to say, okay, now you can go strike on Leon Edwards. No, sir. Him outstriking a Gilbert Burns who was one-armed and one-legged. That shit doesn't impress me. In fact, he didn't even finish that wounded animal. He was wounded. He was a wounded animal out there in front of him. You would think Belal thinks he's a lion. Well, you put a wounded animal in front of a lion, that wounded animal isn't going to make it out of there. Well, it was a wounded animal in front of a fucking kitty cat. Okay? So, no. So, there's no... So let me break it down for you. There's no finishing threat from Belal Muhammad towards Leon Edwards. Sure, Belal has sneaky takedowns, sneaky trips, whatever that is. Would you say he's a better wrestler than Kamaru Usman? I wouldn't, but if you do, okay. Do you think he could close the distance? Because what we saw in that first fight, once again, that's not everything, but what we saw in all of Leon's fights is Leon is going to switch stances on you. All of his kicks look the same, his body kicks and his head kicks. And his low kicks. Very, very technical. Everything looks the same, but the target's different. That's how you catch people. That's how he caught Kamaru Usman. That's how he caught Belal in the first round and damn near knocked him out. Right? He's going to be winning that outside foot battle. He's going to throw a kick with the right leg and land with the right leg in front. Now he's in southpaw. He's going to keep Belal guessing. And when Belal gets to guessing, he's cooked. He's fucking cooked. Ladies and gentlemen, he's not going to be able to close the distance. He's going to be reacting off feints, and then he's going to get desperate. He's going to be like, okay, I need to do something. Let me shoot. Or I got to do something. Let me throw something. Leon could get a finish here. But I think it's going to be more of a boring fight. I think it's going to be closer to the Colby Covington-Leon Edwards fight, to where Belal's not going to know what to do. He's not going to be able to engage without being reckless. And Belal doesn't like being reckless. So whenever you have to engage, but you don't want to be reckless and you don't know how to close the distance, you become hesitant. He's going to be hesitant. The pick is Leon Edwards. He's going on the parlay as well. High confidence. And that's going to wrap it up for these predictions. If you guys enjoyed it, like I said, I would love for you to help the algorithm. I appreciate you. Like, comment, and subscribe. And like my mama tell me all the time, you ain't got to go home, but you got to get up out of here. See you later.